Today's episode of Chat-N-Chew is sponsored by Be Positive Productions and Multimedia Studios, LLC. I like to think of imagination as something akin to a superpower. Used in the right context for good, it can help bolster our aspirations and propel us closer to our goals. We visualize the outcome of our accomplishments and work toward attaining said thing. However, when used to propagate untruths, reality can become distorted. We no longer know what's real and what's not. The more often we repeat something to ourselves, the more likely it is to become our truth, and the lines between perception and reality begin to blur. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Please make sure you follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, hit the bell to activate notifications that will remind you when we're on. Please be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello everyone, this is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families. There is a crisis in our country, our state, our city, our communities, in our neighborhoods, and finally, in our home. It's called recidivism, a word that means a person's tendency to relapse into previous criminal behavior after being released from prison. A study updated in 2008 by the Bureau of Justice shows us that 5 out of 6 released from prison end up reoffending and going back to jail within 9 years of their release date. On the surface, that might seem like prison is not a significant punishment because people are constantly going back to prison. However, there's a lot of other factors that could contribute to this higher number of recidivism or reincarceration. With our community facing continual mental health crisis, substance abuse on the rise, unemployment issues, as well as individuals who are sometimes unemployable because of their low job skill, in part because of their past and current criminal behavior that keep leading them to reincarceration. Housing still remains a major problem, which has increased homelessness that in itself create lots of other anxieties that lead up to other criminal and reincarceration. As a nation, we have to educate one another on these issues. It's far more complicated than just saying, lock them up and throw away the key. Some people think eliminating recidivism is simply to push for harsher punishment. Others believe that healthcare, education, job training programs, access to a host of other opportunities will reduce recidivism. It's better for the men, it's better for our family, and it's better for our community. We here at Fathers Forever believe that this is far more better than harsh treatment. In fact, we believe in it so much, we have actually been reducing recidivism since 2017. We currently have 5 houses for guys just coming home from prison. More often than not, these guys come to us still dressed in their prison uniform. Our 5 houses, a total of 38 beds, are home for these men for 3 to 4 months. One of those beds was given to this week's studio guest, Jamie Williams. Our topic today is, let's not lock them up and throw away the key. I know some of you are tuning in during your lunch break, so let's chat and chew while you do. Before we get into the interview, let's take care of a few housekeeping items.
Please make sure you follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, hit the bell to activate notifications that will remind you when we're on. Please be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello everyone, this is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is, there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.
Mr. Jamie Williams was incarcerated for 4 years before undergoing the reentry process. Although initially reluctant to participate in the Fathers Forever program, he quickly earned the trust of Dr. Warren and staff and currently serves as a supervisor for My Daddy's Detail, as well as a manager for 2 of the Fathers Forever houses.
Help me welcome our guest to the studio, Jamie Williams. So Jamie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a father of 4, grandfather of 5. I was recently incarcerated, well, about 4 years ago I was incarcerated. I did about 4 years, and after that I came to Fathers Forever, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, okay. So tell me, Jamie, what is your why? What would you do every day and didn't get paid to do it? What would that thing be?
Actually, what I'm doing now. I like what I'm doing. I like to help guys. I like to be involved in their success, and hopefully they can succeed and through Fathers Forever and through life.
Okay. Give me some people who have inspired you, both living and maybe those that passed away, who have really inspired you to be the person you are today.
Well, my biggest inspiration is my father.
Okay.
He was, to me, the greatest man ever.
Okay.
But, since in the last 4 years, you really inspired me to, in a way, you help people, and that's something I really enjoy seeing, and you have a passion for it, and I think it gravitates everybody else.
Thank you. I really love to help people. So you are a used to say formerly incarcerated inmate, but just to serve individual. Tell us a little bit about the 45 months, Darian, that you spent in prison. What was that like?
Well, prison is not exactly what you see on TV. You see a lot of stuff. Some is worse, some is better. When you go to prison, if it's for one day, if it's for whatever, there's no guarantee that you're going to get out because anything can happen inside prison. My experiences weren't that bad, but it's like the food is terrible. A lot of stuff is not. You shouldn't want to live like that.
Okay. For those who just tuning in, the April month is considered re-entry month. And so today we are interviewing Jamie Williams, one of our former clients, now is one of our employers. And we just wanted to take the time to interview him about what it was living an incarcerated life. So we're going to dig into this just a little bit more, Jamie, about what it was to live an incarcerated life. What was the thing that you feared on a regular basis while you was incarcerated?
Well, you always fear that you could make somebody mad, you could do something to hurt somebody, or maybe hurt their feelings, and they try to retaliate against you. You know, somebody get mad, be having a bad day, you do something wrong, and they could come at you and try to take your life or really hurt you.
Wow. Were there fears that you had for your family while you was incarcerated? What were some of the concerns that you had for your family?
Well, the concerns I had is because I can't help them. I can't be there to protect them. Excuse me. I can't protect them in any kind of way. I can talk to them and tell them how to do certain things, but I can't. If anything happens, then there's nothing I could do.
Does that make you feel real helpless?
Yes, it did. Real helpless.
And that brought a lot of anxiety?
Mm-hmm. And it was, it's real bad because like one of my daughters had a car wreck when I was in prison, and I couldn't do anything. I had to wait, keep calling to find out what was going on.
How was your sleep pattern? I mean, how did you sleep at night well? Did you toss and turn? Was it?
Yeah, I toss and turn. You don't really sleep well because it's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people talking. It's a lot, and you have to really watch your surroundings. So I didn't sleep that well. It's just because you always have to be aware of your surroundings.
Did you ever feel like your life was in danger?
Once or twice, yes. We had once or twice I did.
Did you have regular visitors? I mean, did your family come to visit you on a regular basis?
Actually, I didn't want my family to come and visit me because in the visitation room, it's in the cafeteria where it's a lot of other inmates and anything could happen. And I didn't want to put my family in that environment.
Wow. Did they how many times did they come and see you?
I never want. I never.
You never wanted to come. Okay. Did they ever ask to come to see you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what did you tell them why you didn't want them to come see you?
That at that time I just didn't want them to come, or I was going to be moving to another place soon. And when I got closer to home, I
Right.
never ever wanted them to come.
Right. How did you communicate with your family for the most part?
I called them. At least one of my kids every day to
Okay.
see how there was, and I told each one if something else is going on with another one to tell them, and they'll know.
Oh, okay. So you had one person you kind of each day you identified and
Yes.
Oh, okay. What are some of the things that y'all talked about? And like tell me about what was the local call like?
Well, I will always talk to them about what's going on in their life. I didn't.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't really tell them anything about what I was doing and what was going on inside there. I just asked about their life, the grandkids, stuff like that. We never talked about what's going on inside the prison.
So now about when you got out, or when came to close to the discharge date,
Mhm.
how did it make you feel that you're getting out? For a lot of guys, it seems like you have a lot of support from your family. For some guys, the idea of getting out is very stressful because they don't have that support system
Right.
like
Well,
you did.
in a little time I was there, I saw a lot of guys come back to prison. And a lot of guys don't really want to get out because they don't have a structure to when they get out. And so they're kind of scared of that date. Me, I was happy. I couldn't wait for it. I counted down every
Right.
day. But some guys just they don't have anything and they know eventually they're going back.
So recidivism, I think it's like 80%, 75 to 80% of people who get out of prison end up getting reoffending and going back.
Mhm.
And I think in my intro we talked about that. And you think that's some of the reasons why the recidivism is so high?
Yes, because a lot of people have burned bridges with their family. They can't go back to family, so they're going to either go to a homeless shelter or be on the street. So they have nothing to look forward to. So prison is 3 hot meals, and so some people feel that that's easier, and then at one time it was hard to find jobs, and that's kind of easing up now. But that was a real bad thing.
Right. So the fear of not being able to survive on the outside is greater than the fear of being incarcerated.
Yes, for some guys it is, and it's
Wow.
hard to believe that, but yeah, some guys it is.
Man. So that may it changes perhaps some people's perception of what recidivism is, or they feel like this guy just can't stop committing crime because, and maybe he's committing crime because he want to go back because life on the outside is so unpredictable and so stressful that he would rather be in. And we call it institutional incarceration.
Yes. Well, that's why programs like Father Forever are so important because it gives you opportunity. You have opportunity to, I mean, you have good leadership and you have an opportunity to make it. You have opportunity to save money. You have an opportunity to get a job. You're helped in so many ways where if a guy, if all inmates had a chance to do this, it wouldn't be as high.
Which is getting to our next point. How did you find out about Fathers Forever?
When the PO picked me up, they told me they were going to bring me to Fathers Forever. I didn't know what Fathers Forever was, and it's been noted I didn't plan on staying that long, but I'm here, and I don't plan on leaving now. So
Yeah. So again, to our audience, when Jamie came to us, he told me I actually did your intake.
Yes.
I think like almost 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
August, like 4 years.
Yes.
I did your intake, and you didn't say this verbally then, but I think you told me later on that you wasn't planning on staying here. You were just gonna do a couple of days and be gone.
Yes. That was my plan. And
Wow.
when you did my intake, you asked me some tough questions, and
Like, what were some of the questions?
What'd you do? Why'd you do it? Who'd you do it to? And I was like, wow, let me see what this is about. Then I saw you help a guy that day, and I was like, okay, let me stick around. Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And
See, Jamie, I'm trained as a social worker and a therapist,
oh.
and I'm trained to ask questions. So I ask you the same question 10
Mhm.
different ways until I get the answer that I think I want. And so my kids tell me to call me the question box when I was growing up because I asked them all kind of questions. I was just part of my training. So you didn't know a thing about Father Forever when your social worker, the PO, just told you were going to this place. And what was like when you got here the first day, and then I think you was here for you were here for the whole 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about the first week, and kind of gradually tell us about the other 90 days. What was that like?
The time, well, you came to me and asked me to do something, and me and the guy, we did it, and then you paid us, and we're like, wow, he gonna pay us, and we living in his house, wearing his clothes, eating his food, and he giving us money to do something. So I just saw the way that guys, you were like a father figure to a lot of guys, and that's something that I respected because it's like as we got closer to each other, talking to each other, I saw guys who I see guys all around town say, "Hey, how's Mr. Glenn?" And it's like that's what you did for a lot of guys.
Wow. Okay.
I was in a restaurant the other day and I had a Father Forever shirt on. The guy said, Mr. Glenn. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Tell him." I said, "Hey." And I said, "Okay." I mean, I see that a lot around town. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we try to. That's what we try to do. And I remember um, one of the guys called out sick. One of the staff members called out sick, and we had to have coverage. I was in the middle of doing some other things, and I came to the house just to. But I had to get back to my meeting where I was at. So I remember asking you, and I watched you, from the time that and I asked you, could you cover, just for a couple hours and until the other staff get in at 5 o'clock. And I had to get back to the office, and you said, "Yeah, no problem. Okay." So everything I asked you to do during those 90 days, simple stuff. And I don't believe in asking anybody to do anything if that, if I'm not gonna, if it's something some labor that I ask you to do, that's part of how I'll raise. I'm gonna pay you for. I'm not gonna take advantage of you just because you live in my house. But if you do something, we're gonna pay you to do it. And so, how did it happen to that you become went from a inmate individual to actually becoming an employer of Father Forever?
It was a long road.
What was that like?
It was a long road, but I think that you trusted me, I trusted you, and we started building a relationship. And then when you asked me to cover that day, I was kind of nervous about it, but I mean, you've done so much for me, so I did it. And then from there on, every time you asked me to cover or do help with the car wash. Anything you asked me to do, I would do it because I want to show you that I could, and I can do whatever you wanted me to do. And
Yeah. So it kind of progressed. We go out and to our audience, we go out and advocate for our clients all the time for other employers to hire them, give them a second chance. And I think it's very hypocritical for us to go out and ask other people to hire you guys, and we don't take the opportunity to do this likewise. So when I asked you to cover the day for a couple hours, and then I remember we started the car wash. My daddy, I mean, the car, my dad's car wash. What is it called?
my dad's
Work.
my dad's car wash.
My dad's car wash. Yeah, we started working the car wash. We got so many stuff. My dad is working solution. My dad's car wash, and we started the car wash. And primarily, I started the car wash just to give guys some cigarette money. Because you guys come to us, a lot of times you don't have an ID. You can't get a job until you get ID, and so you need cigarette money. So we started allowing you to wash cars to make a little extra money. That turned out not just to be a car wash, but now we started showing you how to detail cars.
Yes.
And tell me, what was that like? That you started working as a car washer, and then what happened from there?
When I started working as a car washer, then you sent me to a school to learn how to detail cars, which is a big difference from washing cars and detailing cars. And I learned how to detail the cars, and then I became the manager, the lead
Instructor,
trainer
yeah.
of the car wash, and it's a good feeling because it's a trade. Now we can teach guys a trade. We have a lot of success stories through the car wash, and it's something that you can start your own business. You could do a lot of different things with it. So I was happy, and now we have some pretty. I would say we have the best car wash detail shop around. So
Yeah, we've had some. I really, Jamie, when we had the opportunity, the idea came from to us to go beyond just washing cars, to teach you guys how to detail cars. And then when we started that academy, it's the 200 hours. Tell us about that. Tell us about the curriculum.
It's a detail academy that is 200 hours. It's 170 hours in the classroom. In the hands-on, there's 30 hours in the classroom. And once you're done, you have a certificate. You actually have a graduation, and you could take that certificate anywhere and get a job. And we had one guy. He was here. He moved back home. He got a job at a car lot detailing cars. 3 months later, he was a supervisor because he knew more than the supervisor did.
Wow, yeah. So Austin is one of the guys that also came to us just like Jamie,
Yes.
and he had interest in washing cars, and he came through the academy, finished. He ended up his parole ended, so he wanted to go back home to Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
He went back home to Pittsburgh with his family, and then he got a job working at a dealership.
It's a Nissan.
And he's actually still working there now.
Yeah, he's supervisor there, and he's doing real good. We talk a lot. He's doing real good.
Yeah, he was going to come back to work with us, but I think you found a young lady
Yes.
up there that she told you, you're not going back to North Carolina.
Yes.
He's staying here. So and he got two beautiful little girls.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so we're so proud of Austin. So you started working. So tell us now some of your responsibilities. What is a day at Fathers Forever like for you?
Well, I get here usually around 9. I open up the detail shop. Our appointments usually start about 9, so we get here a little bit before. We open up. We have to get the truck, the van, get it over here. Then we start detailing cars. We try to do 4 or 5 a day, and we we just detail. I do a lot of stuff around the office too, and I'm actually the house manager over two of the houses.
Yeah. So Jamie wears a lot of hats. He's very modest. He doesn't. He does not just the supervise the, and you got another guy that works under you.
Yes.
That you kind of the overseer of the car wash. But Jamie, he helps with the food bank.
Yes.
But he helps. We have 38 beds, and we have to feed 38 guys 3 times a day. So they require a whole lot of food. So Jamie is one of the ones that go to the food bank, get the food, help pack the food up, put it in the refrigerator, do all those things. Jamie is also one of the managers of 2 of the houses. He got a staff under him that kind of work and help him help the other guys. Jamie is a team player. Jamie's got the keys to a lot of the office, a lot of the vehicles. He have access to them because I trust him. I wouldn't do that to everybody. I only probably if it's 5% of people I would do that with. But Jamie has aspired to be, he's proven himself to be trustworthy and honest, and so we're very very proud of him. And there's a whole lot of Jamies out there that we want to touch. Jamie, as well as you know, some guys they say they're ready when they get out, but sometimes they're not ready. They end up, and there are a lot of reasons why. We just talked about some of them. The fear of success sometimes out here, the fear of failure again. That it's better for them to be at least they're gonna have 3 hearts in the cot, and they don't have to worry about sleeping in the streets, not making it, and they would rather be incarcerated. And I guess it's a whole life to have to juggle. But we thank God that you really decided to work with us. How do you think we help people who are returning home? What are some of the things that we do that is beneficial to them?
Well, you take a lot of pressure off of because you have 90 to 120 days where you have a place to stay. You can get your mind right. You can get adjusted. That's the biggest thing. You have to have a place like this to get yourself together. If you're coming out and you have to struggle, then you can never ever get your really self together. You hustling and struggling every day. At Father's Forever, when I got here, it was like peace. I could relax. I was working with you, and I could get my mind together, and then get myself ready for the road ahead. A lot of guys, when you're not in a program like this, you don't have that, and that's why you have the success that you do at Father's Forever because guys realize that now. They say, okay, I have a roof over my head. I'm have food. That's part of the problem because if you don't have roof or food, you don't go back. You don't go back to prison.
Yeah. I mean, I don't never want to imagine, coming not know where I'm going to eat my next meal,
Yes.
not knowing where I'm going to lay my head,
Mhm.
and like it's bad enough in the summertime, but in the wintertime
Mhm.
to have to worry about sleeping in the cold and asking people for food and that stuff. I can't imagine what that's like. I don't, and I that's one reason why, I ask people all the time, what is it? What's your why? Or what would you do for free, every day? And this is what I would do.
Yes.
In fact, I did it for free for almost 7 years. But we didn't have any money, and I was living on my retirement, and that's another whole story. But I really believe in helping people, giving people second chances. So I'm going to read a quote to you, and I want you to tell me what do you think about this quote. Because two of the classes that we teach in our 12-week curriculum is about gifts and talent. I'm a firm believer of destiny and purpose and gifts and talent. God given all of us gifts and talents and abilities, and it's up to us to pursue it. So, what do you think about this quote? If we are all born with gifts and talents, then it's within ourselves to pursue them.
That's true. That's 100% true.
Why do you think that is?
Because you have to realize that talent and it's a gift to have, and you have to pursue it. It's God given, and it's something that you really have to pursue once you have that gift.
What do you think your gifts and talents is?
My biggest probably talent is I I'm a leader of men. I can lead men to do things. I mean, and I'm honest with them, and they'll follow me because they realize he's been through it.
Right,
He knows how to do it, and he's done it.
right. I am a firm believer, Jamie, in When I go to bed at night now, I don't worry about what's going on in the houses that you manage. I go to sleep with my eyes, and knowing that there's a problem, that you're going to handle it. If there's a problem that you can't handle, you're going to call me. I thank you for the opportunity to share your story with us, with our audience. I also thank you for the opportunity for me being a part of your life and you being a part of our life. I talk about you all the time. Everywhere I go at, I'm always talking about Jamie Williams, and I look to you as a son. One of my sons, and anything that you need, you can ask us. And again, I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you, and thank you again for sharing your story.
No problem. Thank you.
Any final words?
Happy to do it.
Okay, great. Here's 3 ways you can support our Dads at a Distance initiative. Give a copy to a family member, our friend. Donate monthly, a book monthly, 5 books monthly, how many books you want to do monthly donation. Reverse book signing, your church, your business. You can make a donation go to our website at www.afatherforever.com and go to our PayPal at Fathers Forever. Our Cash App is $Fathers Forever. Make your donation today. Please include in the note section, include DAAD. Again, include in the note section DAAD. Hopefully today you have a better understanding as you look into the life of Jamie Williams, post-incarceration, and what he's doing now. And that as we continue to do this work, we need your support. And again, we wanted to do this to give you a better understanding of how a person who's coming back from incarceration, how the community could be a key to their success or their failure. Thank you very much. I hope you really enjoyed this broadcast. Until next time, this is Dr. Glenn Warren. You've been watching Chat-N-Chew. Take care.
If you or someone you know would like to be a part of the show, please visit our website at www.afatherforever.com or call us at 919-779-9905. The Chat-N-Chew podcast streams Thursdays at 12 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. To schedule a reverse book signing or to find out more information about how you can become a part of the programs you've heard us mention today, please be sure to stop by our website as well.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Father Forever University. My name is Glenn Warren, and I will be your instructor. Father Forever University is a remote learning experience where we take our 12-week class, and we meet here every Thursday night from 6 until 7, and we talk about fatherhood. We talk about domestic violence. We talk about where your child support money is going. We teach classes about fatherhood and how important it is to be in your child's life. So these 12 weeks is going to be very important for you guys to understand and the concept of fatherhood and what we're trying to teach you. Father Forever University is broken down into 12 weeks, and you can start at any time during those 12 weeks. The key to it is finishing those 12 weeks. Every lesson is in lecture format, where you listen to that lecture, and then on Thursday nights, we discuss that lecture. The Thursday night discussion is where your homework will be due. Part of your homework assignment every Thursday night is to, one, we're going to ask you the question, what did you learn? And the second question, how am I going to apply what I learned? We also have specific assignments for each lesson in the notes below. This has been an introduction into Father Forever University. Now let's get started in lesson 1.